Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about 28 Weeks Later. And this movie came out in 2007, directed by Juan Carlos Fresnadillo, and it is the sequel to 28 Days Later. Despite having zero of the same characters from the first movie, whole new cast, a whole new different characters just later on in the timeline. And I thought this movie was absolutely terrible. There was like almost nothing about it that I liked. There were some establishing shots in this movie that I did like. Like they looked pretty nice, even if that isn't really saying all that much. And the child performances in this movie were better than Megan Burns, even if that isn't saying much. As far as positives go, that's about it. I just really could not get into anything in this movie. I found this movie to be horribly paced, despite having a shorter runtime, an hour and 40 minutes, whereas the first movie is like 2 hours. This movie drags on, and basically nothing happens for like the longest time. And every minute in this movie felt like 2 to 3 minutes long. It was that slow for me, and I was just waiting for something to happen, like something scary to happen, or something interesting, a likable character to show up. You don't get anything like that in this movie, which is so disappointing because in the first movie you get really great characters and mostly really great performances, and the movie is very well shot, whereas this movie it's terribly shot. The shots are way too close and tight. You can barely make out what room you're in, let alone the location, and at nighttime it's so dark that you can barely make out anything at all. Like the blacks are so deep. Like there's nothing to see. You can barely see anything. The jump scares in this movie were pretty annoying. They were very loud. Like I had to turn my volume down whenever I was anticipating a jump scare, and what do you know, that helped out a lot. There were also way too many cuts in this movie to the point where it made it feel like a trailer. I also did not like the music in this movie, and the way they use the song that was at the end of the first movie, In the House in a Heartbeat. I keep forgetting the name of it. It was used 3 times in the movie instead of just once, like in the first movie, and every single time it was used, it was very inappropriate, and it did not match the tone of what you were watching. It just felt so out of place. The plot of this movie is really dumb, and nothing makes any sense at all. And the characters are annoying. There are no likable characters in this movie, except for maybe Jeremy Renner's character. But that's about it. There's nothing to like about any of these characters. There was some artificial slowing down where there was just less frames, and that was very distracting, and it didn't need to be there. The visual effects did not hold up with the CG planes, CG fire, and helicopters, etc. It just all looked like garbage to me. The action in this movie is not engaging whatsoever, mostly because the characters aren't likable, and it's just a bunch of nonsense that is basically incomprehensible with how the movie is shot, with the amount of cuts that were being given, and it was just a headache-inducing scene, basically, whenever we got to action. But when there isn't action, it's just the most boring thing you could watch, and it almost makes you wish for action in the non-action scenes. And the movie was kind of okay for the first 20 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, but after that point, I just got incredibly bored, and I was emotionally checked out from anything that was going on in the movie. And I was kind of thinking to myself, I kind of wish that I had the option to watch it at 1.5 times speed like Netflix, but then I realized it would probably give me a massive headache, so I don't think that would help. So all in all, I just thought this movie was terrible. Very boring, not scary even in the slightest. It wasn't interesting, it wasn't entertaining, and it's just dated. The music sucks, and there was like nothing good about this movie, basically. And I will never be watching this movie again. I'm so happy that I watched 28 Days Later, not ever going to watch 28 Weeks Later. And I'm looking forward to 28 Years Later, whenever that comes out. So, with all that being said, I'm going to give 28 Weeks Later a 1 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of 28 Weeks Later, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Challengers. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.